to the grand final rematch where it was far from a replay. The Swans right in it towards the end, but the Lions get the Chockies once again. What do you make of this matchup?
It was an incredible game. I mean, it was one without... Sydney started really well, and you got the sense that, they're really looking to respond to that grand final loss of last year where they got absolutely put to the sword by the Lions. But also responding to last week's defeat to Hawthorn in that opening round clash. That's the big moment right there. That was the turning point. Matt Roberts, you can see the score, 4 minutes to go, a 6-point game. He gives it straight to Josh Dunkley, who kicks the goal. And in the end, they win by 4 points to the line, so that proves a crucial moment. Isaac Heaney went back and slotted this one here, and all of a sudden you're thinking it is game on again, 60 seconds on the clock, and they had their chances. I mean, we're about to see a late snap out of congestion. Chad Warner was fantastic across the course of the game. This one just didn't break the right way for the Swans, but a bit better signs for them. But Brisbane, given the amount of injuries and the amount of adversity, which we'll get to in just a little bit, it was a big win for them. And especially given last week, their game being postponed, they come in today and they get the points in their first game of the season.
Let's stick with the Swans. 0-2 for the first time since 2019, and both those games at the SCG. If you're a Swans fan, is there a bit of concern?
I think you would be concerned if you supported just about any other side in the competition, but the fact is Sydney have been here before and they've done it before. They made finals in 2023, having been 3-6. They made finals, of course, in 2017, having been 0-6. So, I mean, the alarm bells are there. They've had two very good games, though. I mean, they might have just played the two best teams in the competition in Hawthorn and then Brisbane, even though they are at home. But I'll tell you what, they might be ringing the alarm bells next week. They go to Fremantle. It's a massive game for both sides. We'll get to the Dockers in just a little bit, but both of those sides winless to start the season, so it's going to be a massive occasion next week for both teams.
A lot of talk about the Dacos brothers, but how about the Ashcroft brothers? Unbelievable. We had Levi play his first game today, and he was pretty impressive.
Well, imagine the Lions. I mean, you come into the year, you've got Will Ashcroft, who's been best on ground in a premiership team just a couple of months ago, and then you bring in Levi Ashcroft with the top 5 pick. I mean, this sort of stuff Levi Ashcroft has done for the best part of 3 years as an underage footballer. 25 disposals, 6 score involvements, 4 clearances. And it came in sort of not the ideal preparations for him, given he probably thought he was going into this game as the sub, and then Charlie Cameron's got a slight calf strain, so he just misses out towards the end of the match, and he's a late withdrawal. All of a sudden, Levi Ashcroft comes into the 22, and he's just about best on ground. So the rich get richer with the Lions. I mean, they bring in Sam Marshall as well as another academy player, and Levi Ashcroft, he could play 25 games for them this year. He's such a fantastic footballer, and the two Ashcroft boys going in there is going to be hard to stop throughout the year.
Not a clean bill of health for the Lions. A couple of worries that come out of the game today. Kai Loman and Brandon Starcevic. Talk us through that.
Yeah, Brandon Starcevic, this is the real big concern, I think, for them. So this is his 3rd concussion in 12 games now. Of course, he would have missed the opening round clash, given he was returning from a concussion that he suffered in pre-season. So he comes off there, looks worse for wear. That's not great for him. And then Kai Loman, we know how important he is and how important he was in that premiership side last year. He was big on grand final day. That just looks like your classic syndesmosis injury, which is a real shame for him. I mean, Chris Fagan said they'd have to wait to see what the scan results were before they could determine exactly how long he had missed, but he was subbed out early in this game, didn't take part again. And of course, the Lions, Charlie Cameron comes out of the side late in the game, so the fact that they battled through that adversity and still managed to get the points, I think that's a real mark of just how strong they're going to be this year.